This is the broadcast for February 8, 2019. Endless fandom directs a half-hearted population to celebrate the shadows. Who can bear a multi-thread tear in electro serenity kept still 1,000 years? Whispers from a pulpit have no home without wide horizontal exposure, and whistlers have no grand moment apart from restful and still ears. Whimpering birds fall swiftly, and youth is exhausted fully because of stern, piercing expectations. This time, industrialized civilization clutches that perpetual growth paradigm. Every humble citizen must scan our artificially neon horizon. Of note is recent conflict between mankind and nature kind. From our twin-legged vantage point, humanity seems excessively inclined to grind the supporting livestock. Wide-scale agricultural and urban development rams at India's animal territories. Has the art of coexistence been lost to the ages as the bygone Byzantine splendor? Once again, growth has added injury to incident upon sleeping commuters. For example, incidents in India of crop and property damages between wildlife and mankind are 78,656 strong in 2019. Deepest respect of the interdependence of all living systems is required for our collective future to be lighted. Inabilities of so-called renewable sources of energy are smothering our insatiable desire toward movement. Locations of gridline vulnerability is beyond comprehension. Turning to California shows us a state of degrading energy systems. Can low-lying residents trust Pacific Gas and Electric to fully inspect 100,000 miles of power lines and halt potential risks? Only slightly. However, fire, flood, aging equipment, and shifting lands are only outdoor sources of degradation. Cyber-birth saboteurs continually attempt to breach grid operations. Thus, users of that Western donut may one day churn under the weight. Lights may flicker and shudder off because of fading reliability. We must suppose, however, that insecurity within these systems is hardly a concern among the top tier. Predators dedicate most hourly gaze toward charged skylines. Carrying out undisclosed agendas, the world cloud layer suffocates even those decision-makers venting from the 1% capstone. Oh, they proudly err atop that sandstone ziggurat. Their feet are running into shimmering diamond-toothed jaws. They will run amok and be enveloped by one circling satin scroll. But before civilian collapse, in desperate effort to maintain business as usual, corporate chiefs will sell anything for a profit. Even while the forests die, then incinerate, we see the officials calling to cut more of the forest down. They argue unprecedented wildfires are happening, in large part because the forests are being improperly managed. Yet increased frequency of wildfires is happening in forests untouched by humankind and in very remote places. From now until the end, the spirit of disunionism will only grow and invade more of our lives. As was spoken from our greatest teacher, watch and pray so that you will not enter into temptation. For the spirit is willing, but the body is weak. Indeed, living in Middle Earth, trapped as we are in bodies of flesh, our adversary seems tremendously and impossibly overstocked. The status we see isn't set forever, though. The inflexible stagnation we see in so many walking minds is in fact reversible. To break the conditioning and salvage life-sustaining elements for ourselves and those to follow, speak and step open-heartedly, either solo or in sync with our brothers and sisters. Against weighted currents, we stir under coals, then soar.